it's Alanis and welcome back to Art with Alanis. Last week I showed you two techniques. The first was the gesture, which is simply just outlining what you're about to draw. The second one was shading, which is adding lights and shadows to create dimension to your object. Now we're going to apply these two techniques for a still life. A still life is a drawing of an inanimate object, which is a non-living thing. And these can be things such as fruits, bowls, books, anything that's on your table or in your house. Now we're going to move to the drawing corner. Today for our still life, we're going to draw this apple. First, before we draw the apple, we're going to observe the apple to figure out how to draw it. The apple is a circular shape, not complete like a complete circle, but more of like an oval. The light hits the top of the apple and the shadow is created at the bottom. So I made a little book called How Light Hits an Object. As you can see, this is the photo book that we created on Crafty Corner. So in this first one, the light is over here and the rays are coming down to hit the object. The light is at the top and the shadows are at the bottom. And as you can see, the lights are here and the shadows are at the bottom. And the same with the rest of them. This is a really helpful guide, but just please note that this is not exact because the physical world is not perfect. Now that we've discussed how a light hits an object and studied our apple, we're going to draw it. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to use your gesture technique to outline where it's going to be and how big it's going to be in the shape. Just like in the last video, you're going to hold your pencil towards the eraser and just simply outline what the apple is going to look like. And while you're doing this, it's okay if you keep looking up and down at your paper, up at the object and down at the paper as a guide. Now we're going to gesture where the stem is going to be. And what's really cool about the gesture is if you mess up where your placement is going to be, you can simply erase it. Got my stem. Alright, now that we've got everything placed, we're going to go ahead and add the shading. So as I said, it's darker at the bottom, so we're going to start shading the darker parts, but don't shade too dark too quickly because if you mess up, it's going to be harder to erase. Another cool trick that I like to do is just because it's so hard to draw where light is supposed to be, I'll take my pencil and let's say like the light is right here. Take the pencil and leave a little spot. Make sure the line's not too thick and then just shade around it. And what you could also do is like let's say the light is here. Just erase. And there you go. And just remember if like you need help where like shadows are going to be and stuff like that, just keep looking up at your object. Your object is your guide. And please note that this is not easy. This is not going to happen overnight. So be patient with yourself. If you get frustrated or it's not turning how you want it to look, just take a break and then come back. And your first time drawing an object, it may not exactly look like the object. I know when I first started drawing something from still life, it didn't look like the object. I mean, it looked like, you know, an apple or something that I was drawing, but it didn't look exactly how it was supposed to. But that's okay. And now I have a beautiful apple in front of me. Like I said, remember to be patient with yourself. You're not going to get it right away. Next time, I'm going to show you how to blend. And we're going to be using that technique with charcoal. Now when you get your charcoal, please be very careful. It is very fragile and it is a little bit messy. Until next time, stay creative.